What is your plan? Because open enrollment is a once in a year opportunity to completely explode your sales, make your entire year. You could even earn an entire year worth of income just in this small, short time frame, regardless of which direction you choose, whether it's the senior market or if it's the underage market, meaning under. Yeah, big buck time is right. Someone posted up on the chat. But the whole thing is you need a plan in place, and you need to plan out what you're going to do, because you have to capitalize on this while it is happening, because after it's over, it's over. Yes, you could still earn income throughout the year, but this will be your biggest push. So I'm going to throw out a couple of questions out there to try and trigger some thought, and then that will lead to action, hopefully planning and strategy, so that you can really make the most of this upcoming open enrollment. Number one, which, believe it or not, most people don't even have a monetary goal. They'll just say, yeah, I want to make money. They don't have a defined monetary goal. So the first thing I would suggest, set the goal. You want to earn 100,000, 200,000, $250,000. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an interesting insight. A lot of people tell you set this goal, aim high, but they don't give you the strategies necessary to discern how, or if you're able to achieve that goal. Meaning, people say create realistic goals. I agree with that to an extent. The problem is most people create realistic goals based on their reality, where they may not have the entire knowledge or breadth of knowledge necessary to change their reality. Meaning, last year, I'm going to give you some examples. Not last year, I'm sorry. This is like, I guess 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was consulting for an agency. They flew me out to decide if they were going to hire me. And it was already during open enrollment for Medicare. And one of my former agents sent me a text while I was meeting with the president of the company. And it said, hey, I set a new record today, 16 sales in one day. 16 sales in one day. So that is his reality, because he knows it's possible and because he used to work for me. So we implemented all these strategies as to how you can do that. He didn't work a 4-hour day, of course. It had to be much, 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 much longer than 4 hours, because a lot of people think, yeah, I'll just do it. I'll do just enough. But when you do just enough, you're only going to earn just enough. You're never going to get more than enough. So I want to give you that perspective, because the reality is, in this market of exploding clients who have urgency built in, meaning they have a deadline, you don't have to build urgency or try to pressure them, because it's already a deadline. They already have a need for it. You can't even use the excuse anymore of they don't have the money, because many people are getting a subsidy. I want you to take all of that into consideration when you create your new or extended monetary goal. That's number one. Number two, how many sales will it take to achieve this monetary goal? And I'm going to get into several different components right now. We still won't go too long, because I like to make this short and sweet, but I'm going to get into a few components. How many sales will it take to achieve the monetary goal? But it's going to be based on a few factors. One is customers, and one is going to be cross-selling, and I'm going to get to that. The thing that I ask everyone is, how many people do you need to present to get one sale? And I want you to start to figure out your closing ratios, because this will allow you to create a realistically high achievable goal. So how many people do you need to present to? And I'll give you an example. If you wanted to get one sale each day, just a generalization, because that's not enough for what's coming up. But if you wanted to get one sale each day, do you need to present to 5 people? Meaning you want to talk to 5 people? Does it need to be 10, depending on the level you're at? Could it be 3, depending on the lead sources? There's a lot of factors that you need to start thinking about before this kicks off. So let's just say, for argument's sake, you want one sale a day, and it takes 4 people to speak to get that one sale. How many people will you need to call, contact, or connect with to consistently speak to 4 people to get that one sale? Meaning every 15 people you call, you get to present to 4, you get one sale. You call 60 in a day, you get to present to 12, you'll get 4 sales, right? That's what I'm trying to get you to formulate. And you could start formulating this ratio the first week of open enrollment or the second week. Just start to figure it out, because you can adapt as you go. If you are behind on your goal, or you started with a lower goal and you start to be closing more, you can always shift things around 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in. This is your career. You're the boss. You're in charge. You can do whatever you want. Just do it successfully. So these are the things initially that I want you to start thinking about. How many people will you need to call? And now we're going to go a step further. How many cross sales, or how much cross-selling will you need to do as well? And have you even factored that in? Are you going to present a benefits package that includes possibly a critical illness accident plan, a whole life, like we were talking about with the AHCP Whole Life Through Surety, or the NHIC products? You know, maybe there's someone who you can get a referral from to write a short-term plan until they know what they're doing, or whatever is going to go on. For whatever reason, they can't get something, they should get something, right? So you want to start to factor in how many, let's say, main sales, how many cross sales, and factor all of this into creating your monetary goal. And don't think small. A lot of agents just sell the one thing, a Medicare supplement or a platinum plan, or a bronze plan, really, because most people focus on the low end. And that's a lot of the market we encounter. But I want you to, again, just expand things and think completely out of the box and break out of your comfort zone. The next thing is how many referrals, because most people you're going to deal with are probably going to know other people who need your help. So if you establish that you're an expert, you can help someone, you can gain more referrals. But the question is, how many do you want? And when you start to connect these dots, I think you will realize that you can probably earn more than you might have been thinking. However, another factor, how many days, hours will you work? 6 days a week, 7 days a week, 14 hours, maybe only a few nights? You need to plan this out and then fit in all of the people you need to speak to. It all goes together. All of the goals, everything, meaning how many people you're going to call, how many you need to present to, how many hours you're going to work, how many plans you're going to sell, how much cross-selling, how much time you could spend on referrals. If you don't have it organized, scheduled, and you don't commit to it, it's not going to happen the way you want. And a lot of people just wing it because there's just calls coming in, there's leads, and they're really not scripted. And yes, you may have to work longer than you planned, and that's okay, because the last and my favorite component is, how will you reward yourself after this is over? For me, that's big, because it's something you could be working towards the entire time as a reward, whether it's you're going to buy that boat, or you're going to go away for a month-long trip to Europe, whatever it is, you're going to buy that vacation home. This opportunity can literally position you to do exactly that. If you really do it correctly, apply all the principles of success that matter, scheduling, planning, create your goal, figure out the steps and strategies it takes to get there, and of course, commit. But stay focused on that outcome and gradually, progressively, successfully get there.